All right, I'm going to officially call the Grove Homeowners Association Board meeting to order. Today is October the 4th, 2021, and the current time is 7:04. And so I'm just going to go ahead and run through the roll call. I am here. I'm the president of the Grove Homeowners Association. Tressa, go ahead and let us know that you're here. Tressa, I believe you might be muted still.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. All right.
Hello?
We could hear you. Okay, and Cindy Cole.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we heard you, Tressa. We heard you, Cindy Wolf. Cindy Wolf, you might be muted still.
I'm here. I think we're having trouble with audio.
Yeah, it seems like the audio is not unmuting for some folks, for you all. So, and then Sarah Sigmund. She might be, I know she came on. So you having audio issues?
I don't see her. She may have dropped off.
Did she drop off? Because I know I
Yeah, I accidentally had y'all on mute. I'm sorry, I'm here.
Okay. Sarah's still not on. There she is. She just popped back in. Don't you love technology? Cindy, are you able to kind of accept people as they come in, as I kind of pay attention to some other things? Do you have that control?
Which Cindy are you talking to?
Either one, actually.
I'm making a list as they come in, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So just wanted to go through a few community news and announcements. So I just want to also introduce our new property manager, Lindsay. Lindsay, you want to kind of tell us about yourself and who you are?
I've been with Garrison for probably a little over 3 years now. So I've had my CAM license for 2. So I just took over this association and I'm excited to work for you guys. If you need anything, I'll put my email down here. I believe I've been in correspondence with quite a bit of you, but I just sent my email as well if you have any questions.
Perfect. Thank you. And then someone who's been with us for a little bit now as well, but never been on one of our Zooms yet would be our office assistants. Katie, you want to kind of introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm actually Sarah's niece. This is my first time doing anything with an HOA or like property management or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I can drop my email too if needed.
Perfect. Yep.
If you need help.
All right. And then we have a board member that is leaving us. Tressa?
That's me. Sooner than expected, but yes.
Yep. Do you want to explain the reason why, or you want to keep that?
Yes. No, that's fine. So I did receive a promotion at work for my headquarters team, which will be in DC. I was planning on renting out my unit. However, the market is very enticing and I am under contract. So I'm set to close November 17th.
Well, we're going to miss you, Tressa, and I really appreciate all the help that you gave us on the board. We'll have to, in the next meeting, figure out what our next plan is to likely appoint someone for the remainder of your term. But again, thank you very much for stepping up and taking this thankless, very job and being willing to do that.
Of course, thanks for having me.
All right, so we're just going to move on in to the rest of the agenda. I do want to remind everyone, in case you all forgot, about a year ago, we voted on ensuring that we are upgrading our electrical panels inside units that homeowners are responsible for. So as of October 31st, 2022, so you have just over a full year from now, no units are allowed to have any aluminum branch wiring and or Zinsco or Federal Pacific electric stab lock breaker panels. So if you have a breaker panel that is from the original construction of the unit, you need to update your electrical by next year. If you're unsure if that's what you have, please contact me and I will, schedule time to come take a look at it for you, and I could just tell by looking at it, or you could snap a picture of it and send it to me. Either works, and then it will be able to tell you if you need to be, if you need to have it updated. Everyone is required to send, if you have it updated, some sort of invoice to either our property manager or to Katie, and then we will log it, and so we have that proof. But one of the things, the reason for that is it is a fire hazard, and so we do know it's a little bit of an expensive job as well. It's a couple $1,000s, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it's about $2,000 for that. So we want to give people enough time to be able to save and get it done. And so we gave everyone 2 years to do it. We've completed 1 year. We now have 1 year left. So wanted to make sure that I reminded everyone so it doesn't get to this time next year and you will be like, oh, didn't know that. We've sent notices out. We'll continue to send reminders out as well to ensure that this is done and you're compliant. But we'll move on to the next part of the agenda, and we do have our first guest. It's from the City of Lakeland Storm. Well, it is to discuss the City of Lakeland Storm Water Project. Tim, are you with us? Tim Kelly? And I'm not sure if he's going to have trouble unmuting like everyone's. Tim, if you are here or someone that's representing you, please type it in the chat and I will see if I could find you. Not seeing any. Giving him a quick call to see what happened. All right, well, he didn't answer, so we'll just go on to other parts of our agenda, and then we'll come back to that. Jonathan, are you on yet? No. Okay, none of our guests are here yet, so we will circle back to that and just finish up some of the HOA business. And because Jonathan wasn't actually scheduled until a little bit later, so I don't expect him to be on quite yet. But just wanted to highlight some of the things that Katie's been involved in, our HOA assistant. She's kept the unit status log updated. She's cleaned bathrooms, clubhouse, and the pool area. She's assisted with violation tracking and issuing warnings. She's created a new list of tenants for the United States Postal Service. She's processed one tenant application. She's sent out reminders to notices for expired registrations and insurance. She's created log for contractors who are carrying out work on our association. She's delivered amenity fobs to owners, set up, sent updated, approved AC company list, and she's also posted door notices for our upcoming termite fumigation. So she's, doing a lot of the time-consuming stuff that's very, very helpful. So the board members don't have to do it, and also helps out our property managers so they could focus on some other things. I don't know, Lindsay, if some of your other associations are this helpful.
Very helpful. She's very, very helpful.
And it's just a way to try to expedite ways for everyone to get things done a little faster, and just to try to help everyone out a little bit more, so we could be a bit more efficient with things. And I know we still got a lot of things that we need to get done, but hey, we're getting there. We're in a much better position than it's been in the past. Going through the reports for the violations issued over the last month, only 4 were issued for the month of September. We didn't have any new residents and owners. You heard me mention that Katie processed a tenant application for a unit. However, the applicant did not respond once we sent the background check information. So I guess they decided not to pursue it. So it's more or less complete. They never responded. So no changes for the month of September. For the estoppels, unit 87, they have a scheduled closing for October 27th. That unit was listed for 149,900. And I'm told by the owner that the tenants are expected to vacate that unit by the end of the month, before the 26th, because that will be closing. And I did, the owner, or the to-be owner of that unit, I should say, if everything goes through properly, or goes through successfully, I should say, they did say that it will be an owner-occupied unit once that switches over, instead of a rental unit. Unit 31 that is also under contract, and that was listed for 119,900. However, they did offer $125,000 for that unit. That unit is expected again to close on that same day. Same owner actually owns 31 and 87 currently. So that's the tenants currently in 31 is expected to be vacating that unit within the next couple of weeks. What I found on Google that is on the market in this area, and of course it's not a comprehensive list because we don't necessarily know when all units are on the market, but when I do see them, I try to keep everyone informed in case they have an interest or know someone interested. Unit 78 I saw was listed for 131,900, and I did speak with the owner of unit 67. It's kind of needs some work inside. It had a water issue where the hot water heater actually caused a minor flood in the unit, and so that owner is actually looking into selling that unit, however hasn't fully made up their mind. So it is potentially going to be going on the market in the not so distant future. So just wanted to bring everyone up to date on that. Just one other item to highlight on here for maintenance. We do have, a couple months ago, we purchased some solar lights to replace the broken lights that we have throughout the community that are non-functioning or just broken and looking in pretty bad shape. Those are the ones you see with the little caution tape. If you were wondering why the caution tape is on it, those are to identify to the electrician when they come out to install the solar lights onto it and cap off the electricity that runs through them. That's going to be installed this week on October the 6th. So you'll see some new lighting throughout the community. It's not every single post, however, it's more than half of the posts that are out there. So that's going to be happening on, again, October the 6th. I did see our guest for the termite fumigation join us now. That's Jonathan Brady. He's with Magnum Pest Control. Jonathan, go ahead and unmute and turn on your camera, and we could go ahead and get your part of the presentation. I know we do have a lot of owners here on tonight's meeting who needs to receive some information as they prepare their units for fumigation. So
okay, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Jonathan.
Okay, hi everybody. So you all, Kevin, you got the stuff for the prep sheet and the bagging instructions in.
I did. I did not send it out to everyone. Do you need me to pop it up on the screen or?
No, that's fine. We're okay with that. Just as long as everybody that is included in this gets one and signed. They have to sign. You see where, well, anyways, my name's Jonathan. I'm from Magnum, and thank you for joining us. The fumigation is in November, and I'm going to go over some of the details of the fumigation. You also can get, I'm sure Kevin has my number. He can write it on the copy of the paperwork. So if you have any questions, you can call me. If you leave a message, please give me a few minutes, because as many of you know right now, it's just crazy busy and everything. So the tent fumigation, of course, for drywood termites, we're putting the tent over the whole building. Okay. So some of the biggest points are any indoor plants must go outside, away from the structure. Okay, because when we pull it off, we back up. So you don't want any potted plants or anything getting broken. Okay. One of the biggest things is that we need to really concentrate on is you all have a storage unit on the outside, either on the patio or by the front door. I think some buildings are a little bit different. We must have, if you don't have a key for that door, you must get a doorknob that locks, or put a padlock on us and provide us with a key. Okay? This is really important. The law says that that door has to be locked, and the fumigation company must be able to look inside it and make sure there's nobody in there.
Jonathan, I did put up on the screen the
Yeah,
responsibilities.
we're going to go over that next, but I wanted to really emphasize about the screen door, or that storage room unit. That's really, really important. We cannot continue. If we do it, we end up chaining it, and it could scratch the door and stuff. We have to chain and lock it. We're not going to do that, because we get so many complaints about it. And understand, we don't make these rules. We're just following them. These rules are made by the people that created the gas Vicane, and by the state for your safety. Okay? So please, front door keys and key to that storage shed. All right? We need to set a date on all keys. Now, Kevin will be the point of contact, as in the past, for the keys. And when we clear it, the third day, we're going to leave all the keys in the drop box at the office.
Jonathan, a little different than this year. We have an office assistant, Katie Kitchens, and she's on. She's going to be the point of contact and going to be able to get the keys and stuff, so that we could get keys collected and returned a little quicker. So
Okay.
we went on when I introduced her, but she's now our office assistant, and she does come to the property when we need anything to be done from the office point of view.
Okay. So we'll need to, is she on now?
Yep, she's on. Katie, you could go
Okay.
ahead and talk
So
about it.
I'm going to be coming by no later than this weekend to drop all the bags and all the zip ties. And I will drop, how many units total do we have, Kevin? I don't have it in front of me.
I don't have that in front of me either.
All right, I'm going to drop a couple bags of the key tags that you can attach each individual unit's keys for the front door and the storage unit to that tag, and mark it, the building and the unit number. And that way we won't lose any. So let's kind of go back to the beginning now. I just had to make sure, because in the past we've had problems with those storage units, and I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that's really important. So you should plan on being out of the structure for 2 nights, 3 days. Okay. All living plants, pets, and fish must be removed from the structure. If you have live coral, you've got to remove that. The water does not have to be removed in the tank. It's just the fish or the live coral or whatever you have in there that's live. The water will not allow it to gas to mix in with it. If you have a bubbler, the gas gets sucked in by the bubbler, the oxygen tank you have on them. So please remove any fish and live coral from your tank. Make arrangements, because there's a good chance they won't survive. The law requires the structures to be locked during the fumigation. Please provide keys. We just went over that, so we won't spend too much more time on that. Here's another important thing is, sorry, I lost my train of thought. There can be no inner doors locked Like if you have a closet where you may keep a gun or something, or jewelry or something, that door cannot be locked. We have to be able to look in and make sure no one's hiding, or if it's a big closet, say, hey, we're going to fumigate, we're going to inject gas into the place. It's just part of the process. Excuse me. So no inner doors locked, okay? If you have valuables that you're concerned about, you will have to remove them. We're not interested in your stuff. These jobs have a lot of work to do, and when we get there, we're focused on getting the job done right and getting rid of your termites, the drywood termites. There is one guy that goes in. He is the licensee. He will have your keys. He's going to inspect that you bagged your food or that you removed your food, and that there's no one's in there. He places the fans. He places the gas tubes. That's how the gas gets in there from the tank, is these real tiny tubes. He's going to set up fans and the warning agent, okay? So please be aware of that. Where are we at? All food, animal feed, tobacco products, medications must be removed or put in the bags. We provide you the bags. You can only use these bags, okay? We're going to circle around back to this one because that's the last part of today's meeting. I'm going to demonstrate how to do the bags and what goes in them. We'll come back to that one. If you have baby mattresses, number 5, in your house, baby mattresses are made with, they have a plastic cover a lot of times, or vinyl, or changing tables, the pad on the changing tables. They cannot be wrapped. They must be removed from the structure. They trap the gas, and the gas comes out very, very slowly. So please do not leave baby mattresses or a baby changing table, plastic or vinyl. If you have hospital tables, if you're taking care of a loved one, an elderly person, and you have a hospital mattress, it's got to go. It's because the gas will not come out the right way. If they're left in, we will remove them and cut them because of the gas, okay? So I don't want you to lose any money or products. And that includes hospital pillows. If you have vinyl covers that come off pillows, you can take them off and that'll be fine. Now, as far as plastic covers, a lot of people travel now. Bed bugs have made a huge comeback. And a lot of people are using zippered covers, plastic or vinyl covers. You must remove them or halfway back so the gas can breathe and come out properly. So if your regular mattresses, covers, cloth that you use, fitted sheets, etc., you do not have to remove them. I want to explain that Vicane is a gas. It's a vapor. It permeates everything, but it also rises and moves. It can't stick to anything. It doesn't have an oil, water, powder, or any type of liquid base that would leave a residue on your counters. Now, it does say on the sheet that you'll read when you get it that you don't have to wash anything. I know people are uncomfortable with that. Feel free to wash whatever you want, but you don't have to. It will not affect your clothes or socks or shoes, okay? Electricity and water must be available. That's not going to be an issue. It says to turn off water heaters. You do not have to turn your water heater off. So they usually tell you to do that at the breaker box, but you no longer have to do that. Air conditioners must be turned off when you leave at the thermostat. Do not turn the breaker off to the AC, because the second day we want to turn them back on so they blow the gas out of the vents in the ductwork. Okay? So far, so good. Everybody can hear me?
Hearing you loud and clear, Jonathan.
And I'm not going too fast. Okay. I can only see 4 or 5 people, so hopefully I'm not missing anybody. It does tell you to unplug computers, TVs, and stuff. You no longer have to do that, so please just ignore that. If you want to turn them off, you can. Nobody has gas, correct? These are all electric.
All electric.
All electric. So don't, we'll move on. To ensure proper fumigation of the structures, closets must be opened. All cabinets and vanities must be opened and drawers opened. Please open your attic. Oh, no, there are no attic accesses, most of them. No. Okay, so don't worry about that. This helps with the circulation, especially if you put in new cabinets, but you don't see anything yet. You may have termites in them because a lot of times when new stuff is brought in, when you remodel or buy furniture, it can now have termites. It's an epidemic problem across the United States. So make sure that you open your raised blinds about halfway if you have open curtains and drapes. This is a security feature, believe it or not, that somebody can see somebody walking around. They know they shouldn't be in there. Any outside plants closer than 12 inches must be cut back. Now you have to imagine that the sand snakes or the water snakes are about this big around. We're going to try to get up towards the house. So any palms need to be cut off the building. Your plants, if you have potted plants, please remove them far away. Grass doesn't matter as long as it's at normal levels. Weeds, mulch or rock must be raked 14 to 18 inches away. Okay. Plants that are fixed like palm trees and stuff, I see a lot of that there in all these buildings. They must be cut. The prongs must be cut away from the building. Okay, we do not, absolutely do not compensate for plants that get damaged. You must, even if you exaggerate to protect your plants, please do so. We don't want to damage them, but we can only do so much. And this is, that tarp comes down, it rolls up and stuff. So we don't compensate or replace any plants. So if you have a lot of like perennials or annuals, whatever the case may be, and they're up close to the house, even if you have to remove them and put them in buckets to save them, to protect them, you have to do that. Okay? Any rock, leaves, and mulch 14 to 18 inches away, the best you can, because that ground provides the best seal. Again, our concentration is on to keep the gas in the tent overnight. It only takes 12 hours, but we leave it on overnight. Okay. Go back down, Kevin.
That way.
This was a good idea. Any outside plants? Okay. During the treatment, it is necessary to what? This is more for the homeowners association on the roof. We've already done 8 buildings out there, I believe, and we've had no roof problems at all. So I want to let you know that flat roofs we don't have an issue with. We've had no broken ACs. So, but you still have to sign that. For your protection, we advise that all firearms, cash, jewelry be removed. I'll leave that up to you. If you have a safe, and it's it's fireproof and airtight, you can put stuff in there and we don't have to leave it open, because if it's fireproof, it's airtight, the gas can't get in and you don't need to have it open. Okay, but if you have valuables that you're concerned about, we're not interested. And Kevin knows this, we've never had any problems with stolen stuff. But if you're uncomfortable, please remove those items. Go up, Kevin, go ahead, go up. Thank you, sir. And customer understands, and this is really important, because last time we had one person that had the bag sitting on the table, had the zip ties, and I got a picture from the licensee, and the person was already gone, and they had a beautifully organized refrigerator full of food, brand new food too. I don't know if Kevin bagged it. Or we threw it away. We have to throw it away.
Yeah, we threw it away.
For your safety. They were out probably $100, $150. So we're going to provide you with all the materials you need to keep it there. Please bag the stuff you need to by the instructions. And I'm going to, again, demonstrate. So, and you will, if Kevin decides to bag it or we to bag it, it's $150 charge. So don't do that. If you're we're gonna go over the food in just a minute too. You will also see 4 things for you on the sheet that says, you can't enter the structure till about 5 p.m. the 3rd day. We're gonna go over the schedule next. No dishes, pots, pans, clothing need to be laundered or washed, linens. The gas leaves no residue. So you decide if you want to wash or not. If you do get problems with ants after, I don't think we've had any problems with this either. The ants can smell the dead termites and they could chase them. We can't smell it, you can't smell it, but the ants can. So you may have to call if you have somebody, or you can call us and we can help you with it. It is a charge, but I'll let you all, let us know. Okay, over the years, after you re-enter the structure, you still may get some of the droppings in those areas. There's hundreds of them in the wood. That's their poop, as you probably know. They eat and they poop. And vibration, shutting of doors, cabinets, thunderstorms, loud music from outside can cause, and they move over time because of the vibration, they can cause them to fall out. That does not mean you have termites. But if next summer, when the swarm season starts in May, you come down and you see a whole bunch of wings here and there, if you've had that experience, you need to call Kevin, leave it, take pictures, and we'll come take a look at it. This is under warranty, and our warranty procedure is if you get live termites again, we will re-tenant. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen, but I want to let you know what to expect. All right. So now let's go over the schedule. The first, it's a 2-night, 3-day period. Please be gone before 9 o'clock. If you want to wait for them, you can, but you gotta go fast, because there's going to be a couple crews and they move fast and you don't want to be in the way. So you don't have to leave the night before, but please leave that morning. So the first night, the first day they come, they're going to gas it, set it all up, put the tent on and gas it. The second day, at some point they come back, they start taking it down, they start airing it out, lock everything up. And then the third day, they're going to come back and they check it with a meter and make sure, they check everything, your furniture, your, your furniture and your microwaves, everything, to make sure it's safe to get back in. And you can come home at around 5 o'clock on the third day. Okay, we're not doing a Friday, right?
No.
No, we're doing in the week, so that's fine. Okay, so let's stop right there and about the prep sheet, and then any questions?
Hey, Kevin,
Go ahead, Jay.
my question is, are you communicating this to the tenants? Because I'm a owner.
Everyone, all owners and tenants received the notice. In fact, we had Katie go to every single unit and post the notice on the door. But it's also, if you're an owner that have a tenant, you are also responsible to make sure that you work with the tenants on whatever plans you're going to have for when they are when they're not going to be in the unit, as well as to make sure that they're doing their part to vacate the unit on the times, by the times that we need them to vacate by. We're giving everyone almost 2 months notice to make sure that you guys have enough time to do whatever prep is necessary.
Kevin, I got a
so-
question for
So
Jonathan.
then,
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, wait. Let's wait till Jay finish his question before we move on. But then
Yeah,
Debbie, you're next.
so just to be clear, the tenants got the same information I have, and I should just follow up with them, make sure they got it, understand, and if they have any questions, who do they contact?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Debbie.
Jonathan, I got a question on the exterior, being it a Monday morning. Is there going to be any kind of pre-check on the exterior to show that nothing's hindered so you can start moving at 9 o'clock in the morning? Because
Right.
my unit is an end unit and I have viburnum hedges on the side. And I also have a wood fence that connects to the building. So is there going to be a pre-check? So So we don't at
Actually-
the last minute get blindsided that something's wrong.
Right. Actually, that's going to happen twice. It's going to happen soon for me and Kevin to walk because some people have all these connecting fences, some buildings on the back. And me and him are going to walk and you're going to do what you did before, Kevin, get somebody to make those spaces.
If we have to, we'll have to work with them. So
Right.
you and I got to do that walk sooner so we could give them time to take care of it.
Right. And something we're going to do different this time that I have to do now is I'm going to be there the morning of, and I'm going to be there probably starting at 8:30. Not 8:30, I apologize. 7:30, I'm going to probably be arriving, and we're going to come into the units. What we do, it's a pre-check, and I'm going to make sure everything's bagged the way it should be, and that your key works. That's all we're going to do. I just did this on a building. We do this all the time now. I come in the morning to walk each unit because the guys won't be getting there till like 9 or 10. And I have to be there to make sure the lift, we use a lift on these, that it's out of the way, left out of the way. But yeah, so we're going to have two. Me and Kevin are going to walk, and then I'm going to be coming that morning.
Okay.
Yep.
Any additional questions?
Why did I get a message then, an air message?
What?
I think she's not muted, so.
Did you have a question? No. Okay. So we went over the schedule, 2 nights, 3 days. Let's also set a deadline for all the paperwork to be returned, every unit's paperwork. If they have owners, the owners must sign off too. So we'll need to find out which has owners and tenants. Tenants have to sign the prep sheet and stuff too. Of course, the contracts are signed by the association. But remember, if any have owners that live out of town with tenants, we have to have 2 prep sheets for that particular unit. One from owner and one from tenant. Okay, so let's set a deadline for November 1st to have all the keys collected. I mean, that's almost a full month, not quite. And all the paperwork back for each unit so we can go over and say, hey, we got everything, we're ready to go.
All right, so all of the paperwork would go to Katie. Katie's going to lead that. And she could let everyone know when she'll be in the office if need be, or they could just drop it off in the drop box if she's not there. Some people might
Okay.
prefer to drop it to her in her hand. So they'll need to coordinate that with her by emailing her, which is office@grovehomeowners.com. But yeah, she's going to be the point of contact for getting the paperwork and all of the keys that would be needed to be turned in.
Okay.
And people could start doing that tonight. If they have that, they could start turning that stuff in. I'm going to email everyone the paperwork that needs to be signed. And again, it does need to be signed by both owner and tenant.
And that's the customer responsibility sheet. Also, for the people that physically live there, you're getting a sheet on how to bag and what goes in the bags and what doesn't. And although we're going to go over that probably next. But you'll see a spot on the sheet where it says what to bag, what not to bag at the bottom left for you to sign. Please remember to put your building and unit number on the 2 sheets. Really important. Okay, I think that's it. And make sure you all get keys to him, and remember, padlock key or doorknob key for the storage units. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but this has been an issue in the past. Okay, so food. What does not get bagged? It's simpler to do it this way. Canned goods. You do not have to bag canned goods of any type, except for canning jars. If you get gifts from people who can the glass jars or whatever, they're not secure enough to keep the gas out. So you should bag those, okay? Liquor or wine that's never been opened, you do not have to bag. Anything in a manufacturer's glass or plastic container, such as pickles, olives, ketchup, mayonnaise, anything that you buy at the store that you have seconds of that you have not opened, that manufacturer's seal will keep the gas out. So don't waste your bags on that. Okay. But liquor or wine, that basically covers what you don't have to bag. You don't have to bag paper towels, any plasticware, anything like that. The gas cannot affect it or stay in there. So what has to be bagged? All dairy has to be out. And this, we're going to be real strict about it this time. Ice cream, cheese, eggs, milk, and please include almond milk because we don't have a ruling on that yet. So right now, if you do almond products, liquid almond products, they got to be removed. Any juices that have been opened, they got to go. Water does not have to be removed. Water bottles, water bubblers, anything, because water repels gas away. Okay, they can't mix. So soft boxes like pastas, beans, rice, anything in like an applesauce cup, you know, with a little peel top, any of that type stuff must be in bags. It can't be protected from the gas.
Juice boxes, you know, like for kids, the little juice boxes.
Little juice boxes, yes. All medicines, opened or closed, must be bagged. Now that includes cough drops and cough syrup, something very, very simple. If you're using a medicated spray, they must be bagged. What was your question, Kevin?
Chewing gum.
Chewing gum, yeah. Put them in. Don't leave it. Put it in the bags. Somebody's going to ask me about contact lens stuff. Our answer to that is just go ahead and bag it. The liquid, the cleaning liquid, because you're putting it in your eye. So you probably should just go ahead and bag them. I don't really have a ruling on that. So we're just telling people to bag that. Most people don't carry a whole lot of that. So any topical lotions and makeup, you do not have to bag. It cannot affect you, nor can they be affected by it. You're going to all get this sheet, but this is basically going to tell you everything. Cosmetics, you don't have to worry about. External lotions, water and ice cubes don't have to be bagged. Dental hygiene products, they say, do not have to be bagged. I will leave that up to you. No one's ever complained about it. No one's ever gotten sick. And I'm starting my 24th year in November, and no one's ever had a problem. But I've done this twice, and my toothpaste and mouthwash that was open went with me. So, you make your own decision. Again, it says at the food, it says if sealed glass, plastic, or metal bottles, jars with caps of the original manufacturer's airtight seal intact, you do not have to worry about it, okay? If as you're going along, you find stuff that you want to throw it away out and remove it from the structure. Don't leave it for us, okay? So a lot of people find stuff, oh, wow, I never know this was here, and throwing it out. Throw it out. Remove it from the structure if that's what you want to do. That includes beverages, snacks, medicines, reusable containers. If you store stuff and you have it in freezers, those containers cannot protect your food. So take those containers and put them in the plastic bags. Anything in your refrigerator, freezer, or upright freezers, go right back in. Please do not duct tape your refrigerator or your freezers. We have to open them up and inspect them. The SPID guy, we call him a SPID. He's the licensee. We've had people duct tape them, and it takes forever to get it back into them. Leave all your cabinets open. I think we talked about that. And blinds open in the kitchen, and curtains pulled in the bedrooms. So the bagging. These bags are specially made for especially made for this procedure. They're called Milofume bags or polyfume. They're a special feel to them. So first thing you do is you take one bag and you put it inside the other. It's a lot easier. You can do it any way you want it, as long as you double bag, but double bag first. It's a lot easier, okay? So as you're putting stuff in, it'll fill out, it'll fit better because you're putting weight in it. Once you get what you want in, you're gonna take the end of the inside bag.
Hold it up a little higher, Jonathan.
Yeah. Double bag first. Then, once you get your product in there, you about 4 to 5 inches, you pinch it and twist it, and then twist as tight as you can all the way down. You're gonna get this effect. Take it and flip it so you have a loop. Then you take the zip ties that you'll be provided and put it around the bottom and pull. Fold it down in and do the outside bag. Unfortunately, tying the bags together, they get too thick and they won't keep the gas out. So please double bag, separate tie. You'll be given so many bags to start. There will be extra bags left. I'll make sure you have everything you need.
And
So
we'll
did
have
everybody
Katie
see
drop
that
off-
okay?
Yeah, we'll have Katie drop off the bags to everyone at their homes. If someone needs more bags, contact her and they'll be able to connect with her and get them
Okay.
to the office. I will also edit this video and the demonstration part where you showed it. I will also clip that part off and post it on the community news Facebook page. And if it's small enough, I might be able to email it to everyone, but I'm not sure what the size will be, just so you have a video reference of it.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, it doesn't affect detergents either. Like if you're worried about your laundry detergent, your soaps, your hair soaps and things like that, it cannot be affected by it. It'll be just fine. It's very important that you follow the list that you're going to get, follow the video about the foods, and double bag, separate tie. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. I don't think we have.
No, because we went over pretty much the full list, and that includes.
Yeah, we
everything
went
on
right
there.
down the list. Okay, so you'll be given my number. If you have any questions for any reason, please call that number. And if I don't answer, leave a voicemail. It's very, very busy. I'm working like 7 days a week almost. And I'll be happy to return your call as quick as I can. So please don't get frustrated.
There's Jonathan's number right up on there. It
You
should
see
be
the
on
cell
everyone's-
number there. That's don't call the office because they don't know the buildings. The girls are very, very nice. They'll help you if you have to call the office, but they don't know the buildings. They don't know the situation.
All right, so hopefully everyone, while they're taking their time to write down that phone number, does anyone who's getting their building fumigated have any additional questions for Jonathan before he leaves us?
Hi, yes, I do. This is Chelsea Wolf.
Yes.
Hey, so I accidentally sent, I guess, a private message, so I do apologize to whoever I sent that to. But I was curious if after the tenting fumigation, are you guys going to be allowing like any monthly or quarterly treatments? Or once we see termites again, we have to do this whole process again?
Well, there are, you're talking about after it, like to come in and treat. No, you're talking about spot treatments. Spot treatments are very, very limited, although we do them. But once this is done, the creature itself, the termite itself that live in the wood, they are going to be dead. So there wouldn't be any reason to do any further spot treatments. For instance, if something 5 years from now, because they keep the warranties, and we should be coming out to inspect once a year, each unit. I don't know if that's being done. I have to talk to Kevin about that. But I do know that you do renew them, correct?
Oh, we hadn't in the past. We hadn't renewed them in the past.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. My bad. I thought you had. But you can call us. You get a 1-year guarantee. You can call us out to take a look anytime.
Okay, so just a 1-year guarantee, and then after that, it's possibly repeating the process, correct?
Yeah, and usually the average is anywhere from 7 to 12 years.
Yeah. So part of our planning when we first started introducing our termite fumigation program, we said maybe once every 10 to 15 years or so is when we will make our rounds. So if you go on our website and go to the community news and information section and the termite fumigation plan, mitigation plan, you will see kind of what the schedule is for all of the buildings that we have. And again, we're doing it like once every decade and a half is when we'll make the rounds. That's the way we're budgeting for it.
I want to reassure you that these termites are very slow. Over a long period of time, they could do some damage. But I haven't been anywhere of the units I've been in that there was any significant damage that it was going to fall down. Okay, they are very slow. And if you see evidence, you can call us and they'll send me out, or call Kevin and they'll send me out, because I'm the one pretty much handles it all. If you want to request a spot treatment after the first year, then that would be on you to pay the fee for a spot treatment. But unless there's live, they're real. Again, that's why I told everybody, you're going to see those pellets in those areas you've seen them before. It's very possible.
Yeah, out of the number of buildings we've done approaching a dozen now, I think it is. We've had a lot of complaints. Oh my goodness, I got termites again, and they see all the pellets. And every time they come and inspect, I think there was only one time that they had some new termites or whatever, which they took care of through spot treating that one area. I think that was the only time. But every time it's either ants or pellets.
I think the one you're talking to is about the recent one, that gentleman in his storage.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have termites. He had ants.
Oh, was it ants?
Because when I got in there, the black ants were just everywhere up in there running around. There was some termite damage up there, but I dug into it and I found no live. And I just, as a courtesy, it's not something I usually do, but I just kind of sprayed some stuff in there to help them with the ants. So, because that building had been over a year.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it. Okay, I think we've covered the outside. We'll probably be in touch to cover the outside a little bit more if we need to once we do the initial inspections of the outside. Bagging, keys, and paperwork. So we have a deadline for the first part of November to get all keys and all paperwork completed.
Yep, November the 1st.
I appreciate everybody's help.
Yep, November the 1st is that deadline. If you want this presentation again as well too, we have another one on, let me see, October the 4th, October the 9th, Saturday at 10 is when we're going to do this again. For those who might not have been able to make it, we'll do this presentation one more time as well too, through this same Zoom link.
Oh, this Saturday.
This Saturday, yeah, at 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
All right, good, because I had it as, yeah, that's right, Saturday at 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if between now and then you get questions, please write them down. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay.
Any more questions for Jonathan before he leaves us? Looks like you're off the hook, John.
Going once, going twice, gone.
All right.
Thank you, folks. Hey, Kevin, talk to you later. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. Take
Bye-bye.
care. All right, so we're going to actually go to just one other item on the agenda that we had to skip over. They're now here. Tim Kelly, go ahead and unmute, and you have a presentation for the board.
Yes, I do. Thank you. I apologize for being late. I had a plumbing problem at home and time, just lost track of time, but we're good here now. I need to present to you my screen if I can. That's not it. Okay, can everyone see that? You should be able to see Google Map.
I'm not seeing it. I still see you.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. I'm not too familiar with Zoom. I picked the present button, Kevin, and thought it was working.
Kevin, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Cindy. Do you see at the bottom of your screen, Tim, something that says share screen?
Not yet.
You
Okay,
gotta hover over the bottom. Hover your mouse over the bottom. It should be in the center.
share, okay, gotcha. How's that?
It says, yep, we can see it.
Okay. First of all, thank you for the time you're giving us to present this. I'm with Wood, an engineering firm in Lakeland, and we're working for the city of Lakeland. And just to give you an idea of the project, I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a large ditch. All right, this is the roadway into your property. Okay, everybody recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Lake Drive here. So there's a large ditch that receives stormwater runoff from a large neighborhood, about 150 acres, and it's untreated. In other words, much of the watershed does not have stormwater treatment. So that drains down the ditch and then out near your lakeside. And so the city has prioritized this outfall for treatment. And what we would do, let me spin this up a little bit, is, you know where the guardrail is at the entrance?
Yes.
Okay, there's where the stormwater comes out. And it's sort of ugly right now, but
Yeah, it's all grown up. They usually had the prisoners come out like once a year, once every other year, kind of clean up the ditch. But
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, we would put a big underground concrete box here, which would take out sediments and litter. And then we're going to do some things with the ditch, which will help remove nutrients from the stormwater. Well, our issue is access. Of course, right now, the only access is right over the sidewalk here, and then you have a real tight couple of feet next to the homes on this side. And what we were hoping to do is work with your HOA to get access from this side for construction and possibly for future maintenance. And, you know, the benefit to the HOA would be less litter coming out on your lake shore. That's the main thing we have to offer for you. But the project would require removing this guardrail. It's a very large structure, so we'll have to have a crane to set it. And then the construction work will probably take, I'm gonna guess maybe 2 months max. We could speed that up though, as needed. But having access from your entrance road would facilitate the project significantly. And that's what I wanted to present to you today to see if that was a possibility.
Now, in terms of, you said it's going to be a 2-month project. And when you said access, Nick, obviously we only have one way in, one way out. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what that means. Like, is it going to be blocked for long periods of times? How is that? Are we going to be down to one lane of traffic that would have someone directing people in and out? What would that look like for us?
It should be a 1 lane where the contractors are responsible for keeping traffic moving efficiently in and out of the complex. And, you know, we wouldn't want to tie traffic up here on North Crystal Lake Drive, so we'd probably try to have the crossover. Well, that's going to have to be thought out.
Okay, yeah, because there's some bush and the grass in between there, and obviously if we're going to have any type of cars going over that would cause some damage to that grass area. So we wouldn't want that to happen unless we have that at least repaired after the fact, if we could do this.
If it means making the safest travel route, we could temporarily flatten that median, have traffic go over it, and when we're done, we could reconstruct the curbs to your specification, the grass and everything. So that would not be a problem.
I'll go over the board members, see if you all have any questions. Tressa, do you have any questions?
No, my main question was going to be the time frame that the crane would be there, and just how people would get in and out while you're in the middle of construction. So
Yes. So I think
they both are answered, yeah, because you had said about 2 months for
we
this
answered
project.
that.
And Cindy Cole, you have any questions?
No.
Cindy Wolf?
Yes. You mentioned taking down that guardrail. Would it go back up again when the construction is finished?
Well, typically a guardrail's there to protect against a drop off. So after construction, you're going to have, this is not going to be a drop off anymore, but it will still be a drop off down here. However, we're prepared to negotiate with you if you were to say want to extend, how you have the white fence down here?
On that side is a hedge. The left side is the tan fence, and then on the side that you would be carrying out this work on is a hedge.
Very tall
Right.
hedge.
Yep, it's like an
Yeah,
8-foot
it is.
hedge.
Okay, if there's not going to be a drop off anymore, then I get it.
Okay.
If we don't need a guardrail, then cool.
Okay.
Any other questions for you, Cindy Wolf?
No.
Okay, Sarah Sigmund?
No, sir.
Okay,
Hey, Kevin.
go ahead, Jose.
All right. I know that you mentioned that it's going to take approximately about 2 months. When is the anticipating time frame, though? When are you thinking about starting the project?
It would be in 2023. It's going to take time to finish design, permitting, and all that. And if there's a certain time of year that works best for y'all, we're more than happy to consider that. Of course, we'd like to do it in the dry season because there's a ton of water that comes through here.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm wondering if Jose, this is the reason you're asking, because I know we do have a number of children that walk to school in that area, and that kind of will interrupt that sidewalk area.
Correct.
So what would be done in order, or what can be done potentially to ensure that we have a safe passageway for the children who do walk to and from school?
When we talk maintenance of traffic, it's for pedestrians as well as the motorists. So that would be carefully looked at and taken care of. I didn't notice the sidewalk there now. Do they just walk in the grass or on the road?
Yeah, they pretty much walk down the road or whatever, or down the center, just kind of, they walk down the road, and then where that guardrail where you're saying that you're taking up, that the sidewalk there, they'll connect to that sidewalk on down to their school.
Okay.
That's the sidewalk on North Crystal Lake Drive that we're concerned about.
Sure.
On the other side of our entry. Yeah,
Oh,
right
that's
there.
true. Yeah.
Right
okay.
there. Yeah.
Now, when we're developing the plans, we'll be sharing them with you, Kevin, to share with the council. And really, we'll start asking for your input, specific input on you know, what your preferences are and that kind of thing. Or we can propose something that we think would work best and have you review and approve.
Got it. I would say, I think it would be good if you guys could, you know, go ahead and draw something up for us. And then we'll again take a look at it collectively together to kind of figure out what, you know, what we like, what we don't like, if there's anything, provide some feedback, and then we just move forward from there. But I do know the importance of why the project needs to happen, because we obviously don't want to be polluting our valuable resource, our waterways. And so I definitely respect that. And so we definitely would want to be able to work with you guys in some way. But of course, we just want to make sure that we're being informed properly and able to get everyone aware that we're going to have a couple of months of some not so fun times trying to get in and out. And so we need to also definitely pick a good time of year when maybe when we have reduced traffic on Crystal Lake, because it does get kind of busy on that road.
Sure.
The time it's less busy, the time of year is when school's out during the summer, but I also am well aware that that's also unfortunately when rainy season might be. So we'll need to really, I guess, think about that as well too, as we consider these things.
Okay.
There is a lot of school closure during November and December for the holidays, for what that's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Just a thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just speaking as one board member, I know that we want to be good citizens and we want to do what needs to be done to help the city get this project done. So
that's great. Appreciate that. And one thing we will ask you to visit is, of course, there will be a temporary construction easement for us to do the work. And then consideration of a long-term way for the city to access and maintain this system.
What's the maintenance like on it when you're on that? How often does it have to be maintained, and what does that look like?
Well, they're going to do it monthly. A pickup truck will show up and open, it's a vault, underground vault. They'll open up the manholes and basket out the floating debris. And then maybe once a year or so, sediment will build up and they will need a vac truck. That's one of the bigger trucks to come in, and it sucks up the sediment out of the structure. And that's going to be the big thing we need to consider. They have a pretty good reach, so they could probably do their work from the entrance road. But again, that would need to be negotiated with you to allow us to do that. Or if you provide a long-term easement to where we can pull off onto the side, say the fence is removable if we use a fence, that's another option. So we'll try to come up with some options so that you can see what works best for you.
Gotcha. Now, when they're carrying out the work, so whether it's the vacuum truck or they're skimming the water, the debris out, how long is that? Is it an hour, half an hour, full day?
Okay, for the litter, it would be about an hour max, probably 30 minutes, although it's a big structure. For the desilting, the big truck, I would give it 6 hours or so.
So about half a day.
Yes.
Close to it, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Is
But yes, we'll definitely be in touch. Does anyone else who is listening, any member of our association, have any questions for him?
Yes, I have another question. Can you hear me?
Recognized.
Is Josue?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any way then, based on what you're saying, that it looks like on a regular basis, you're going to need to have access to that? Is there any way that you guys can, in one of your renderings, do like increase or expand somehow the entrance?
Absolutely. If it meant improving your entrance a little bit so that you win and we win, we could do that.
Okay.
That was a great question, Josue. And if I can jump on that, we have a spot, only I think it's further down where we flood and the water sits there on our roadway. And it would be awesome if you guys, while you're doing, could help us figure out some way to help alleviate that problem.
Not being a city employee, I can't commit to that, but I will bring it up with Lori Smith and we'll definitely look at that. You
It's a
will,
smallish.
here's the
not-
first road, not here.
No,
Front-
no, it's toward the entrance. It's
Yeah.
toward the entrance.
It's because there's so much overgrowth in that ditch. The water just the water levels rise high enough that it covers a little portion of our road. So you kind of a little close to where you are now. Yeah. So
I think it might be where that little thing is where
Right.
it goes across. Yeah, it might
Right
be in
here.
that.
right in that area.
vicinity. It might be in that vicinity.
Okay. We'll take a look at that and see. Do y'all like having the hedge there? Is it preferred over a fence?
We just need something high enough so we don't see the eyesore next door.
Okay,
That's the purpose of it, and that's why it's so high. But if there's another solution to that, where we could have something that is little to no maintenance that allows us to not necessarily see the trailer park next door, I am certainly open to that idea.
okay.
Anyone have any additional questions from the membership? All right, Jim, I think you're off the hook.
Thank you all very much for the time you gave me tonight.
No problem. All right, thank you.
Tim.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, well, that concludes pretty much all the agenda items. The only thing we have left, and I know we are in 15 minutes of overtime, would be the open forum. So is there any member of the association that want to address the board with any questions or concerns?
Kevin, I just have it's just quick.
Good.
The hedges and I know we're bringing this up for 2023 with this project. The hedges, the viburnum hedges, they are overrun and being choked out by weeds. And I noticed that the lawn services aren't keeping those very well maintained. And is there a way that we can get them to focus on them so that they don't wind up costing us a lot of money in the long run if we keep them? They're going to die.
I think Lindsay's battery died. I did see a message, I believe that. Lindsay, are you still with us or did you?
Still here for now.
Oh, can you get on the lawn service? I did notice the same. It looks very ugly if you drive on in. A lot of our shrubs, especially the hedges were coming in, it is covered in weeds. And can we get them to take those weeds down and do a little better job at maintaining some of that?
Yeah, if somebody goes out today or tomorrow, if you can get me a picture, that'll be helpful too. But yeah, I'll mention it tomorrow.
Lindsay, I can take you a picture and send it to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. That was pretty much it.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Thank you all for managing the overtime. I think this is our longest meeting in a very long time. The only thing that's lasted longer would be our rules and regulations meeting, but we did have a couple of new items that we typically don't have in our board meetings. And I do appreciate all of the attendance we had. I think we were up in the mid-20s at the highest peak. So at this time, I'll just announce the next meeting is actually going to be another termite meeting, like I mentioned earlier, which is going to be this Saturday for those who are going to be impacted by the termite fumigation. But the next actual real HOA board meeting will be on Monday, November the 8th at 7 p.m. So with nothing further, we stand adjourned.